Yeah. Disclaimer before I get to yapping, these allergies is cooking me right now. That's why this eye right here is a little lower than this one. Disclaimer aside, y'all already know that Last of Us Part 2 dropped last night. When I tell y'all it was so hard to relive this scene again in live action. Seeing Abby do my goat Joel so foul like that, I could have went the rest of my life without revisiting that scene again. I wasn't as angry as I was in the game when it happened, but it still don't take away the fact that it's crazy work. She really got the main character up out of here in the second episode. It's the Ellie show now. I know my HBO Max onlys are probably astonished that this happened in only the second episode. Like, y'all probably knew Joel was gonna get axed by Abby, but I know for a damn sure I didn't expect it to be this soon. With the changes they brought into the show, I thought we was probably gonna get it in the next episode, not episode 2. But the way they executed this scene was so masterful, we gonna talk about it. Matter of fact, majority of this video is gonna focus on the events that led up to what happened in this cabin. I mean, other than that, you just got Tommy and the other residents of Jackson Hole trying to man the fort and defend home court as the clickers come rushing their base. Jesse tells Ellie early on in the episode that apparently some clickers are using human carcasses / their own bodies to hide under the snow to stay insulated in a way. And when the time is right, they go come rushing whoever is in their path. And today just so happened to be that right day. And the snow wasn't stopping nothing either. They was still running a cool 30 out there. They even had a bloater in the mix, somehow keeping up with the rest of the party that was running full 30. How bro was keeping up with them when he was moving like Patrick Star when his pants was down in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, I don't know. I can't give you the answer to that. I did like the scene with Tommy flaming him up, damn near losing his life to the bloater. But just when he's about to deliver the finishing blow, just when Tommy runs out of gas, the bloater finishes itself off. I can't just brush past what happened on that and like it was nothing though, because it was definitely very entertaining. And it was something that we did not get in the game, so I definitely do appreciate it. Especially seeing throughout the entire exchange, Tommy just worried about Maria, wanted to make sure she was straight throughout, but obviously he has to defend his people. It was definitely good to see them embrace at the end. I'm glad they got that moment because Tommy's gonna need all the love he can get now that his older brother Joel is gone. Now that we got that out the way, let me walk y'all through exactly how Joel got in the predicament he was in by the end of this episode. And why exactly Ellie is looking like these. So boom, we start the episode off with Abby's group getting closer and closer to Jackson. So close in fact that they starting to make plans on exactly how they're going to infiltrate the city. However, based on some searches that some of the members of the group undoubtedly made beforehand, they're not seeing an easy way to get in. They got dogs and they're clearly heavily guarded. So even if you can find a way in, it's not going to be easy to get back out. Seeing how tall them walls were firsthand in this episode, I knew not one clicker was going to find a way over them walls. Them non-grip having walls. This wall, the wall in Game of Thrones, and the Great Wall of China are top 3 walls of all time. You're not getting over them. And on top of all that, the weather is not good for y'all to be trying to infiltrate no base. That snow at least 3 inches deep. Y'all are going to get caught lacking on the way out if y'all even make it in to make a way out. So yeah, everybody in there but Abby is pretty negative to say the least. Her main dude, whose name I still don't know, is telling her, look, I got a plan. I've been thinking about it. We go figure out a way in there. Don't even worry about it. So she leaves to go do some recon work and the group is asking, yo, what plan do you have that you didn't tell us about? The plan to go back home. I was all thinking that I just didn't say yeah because Abby been crashing out these past couple of days. But realistically, he knew just like everybody else in that room that it was not going to be no way they infiltrated Jackson and made it out alive. But like I said, Abby decided to leave to do some recon work. And while she was out here, she just so happened to walk up on Joel and Dina, who are now traveling together in the show, as opposed to in the original we had Joel and Tommy going together. Like, what are the odds that she just ran into Joel and Dina on that run? I know she probably didn't know it was them, but she still kept good tabs on them while she was out there. She tries to set up a position to scope them out on this wall incline that's taller than the 15 incline I be walking on the treadmill. Shorty was on a whole mountainside. I'm jacking it. That wall was tall as hell. And you get a good picture of how tall it is when she ends up falling down that very wall. Look how long it took her to get to the bottom of the wall. And of course, she's met with the same clickers that Jesse was talking about earlier on in the episode. They finally want to show face. So she got to book it in the other direction. When I tell y'all it's at least 100 clickers on just Abby alone. She's doing her thing though, evading them at all costs. She knows she cannot die before avenging her pop. She's doing whatever it takes to make sure that happens. Love how they adapted a lot of the chase scenes from the game into this chase scene on the TV show as well. Especially when the wall falls on Abby and she has to crawl her way out of it with the clicker behind her. She makes it out and just like in the game gets attacked by the clicker and she's about to lose her life too before the man himself comes and saves her life. My boy Joel really out here saving everybody, even the people he should probably leave for dead. Not too long after Joel saves Abby by way of gunshot bullet, which unbeknownst to him at the time, if he just moved that gun 2 inches more to the right, he would have took out his biggest op on planet Earth right now. Of course, he's unaware, so him and Dina pick up Abby and get these horses to move their feet. They make it to this rather chill spot where they're able to come up with the next phase of their plan. I'm pretty sure it's here where Dina first says Joel's name, and if Abby didn't hear it, she says it again. And I think another time too. One thing she was going to do was make sure Abby heard that his name was Joel. It'd be your own people. Little to no options left, and Abby scheming in the back. She tells tells them to go to her cabin, where all her mans are, where they got blankets and weapons. They will be safe there, she says. So with no other option, they head up that way. There's a point in the journey where Joel's debating turning back, but you know Abby's not gonna let this chance slip through her fingers. No, to her, this is divine intervention from God himself. Think about it. Before she ran into Dina and Joel, there was probably no chance she was ever gonna get the slip on, bro. Just for her to not only catch Dina and Joel lacking, but for damn near an hour later for her to get picked up by the same person she's been looking for this whole time. She is not about to let that man go. She's on straight BT right now. They make it to the cabin and it's all good vibes at first. We make sure to go down the line on everybody who's in the cabin, goes over Dina's name, and you see the dramatics when she brings up that this man's name is Joel. Y'all know that one VeggieTales meme where they all get to looking at each other? I gotta emphasize VeggieTales because I don't know if a lot of y'all know what VeggieTales are. But that's basically what happened in that cabin. Once everybody said Joel, they all got to looking at each other like, oh shit, Abby clutched up. She really came back from down 3-0. This is really happening right now. So they get Dina up out the way. They put her to sleep, they say, which is honestly a good way to do it because we know in the original game, Dina was not present for this. It would have been real effed up if they made her watch though. That would have been real crazy. Would have made the timing her and Ellie about to be on a lot more personal down the line this season. So they move her to the back, and at this point, it's like an 8v1. And this is when the acting goes up by 1,000. The performance that Abby's character puts on in this scene, questioning Joel, questioning all the lives he took, if he ever thought twice about doing it. Does he even know the number of people he killed that day? I mean, she gives this man her whole life story, and she does it so eloquently. It really makes you feel every emotion going on in her head. Justifies every craving for revenge she has right now. There was also a really good dream sequence at the beginning of the movie where Abby's basically talking to herself when she's on the way to the room where Joel took out her pops. He's telling her not to go, but she goes anyway, obviously, because she's looking for her pops. And that version of Abby is the real version. And we see her crying before she wakes up from the dream. I just wanted to give it some credit because I thought that was a really good dream sequence that also was not in the game. Abby cuts in the middle of her own log talk to pick up this shotgun and shoot this man Joel in the kneecap. And the way my son fell after this was OD. She really blew man's knee out. As crazy as it is to say, that really is the least she could have done though. I mean, the way Joel was straight eating that shotgun wound, she could have shot his other knee. After they tourniqueted his leg, he was not wincing or crying at all. I'm like, yo, what did this man eat this morning? That's a shotgun to the knee, gang. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. See Abby going to her inner torturer bag, seeing a random bag of golf clubs in the bag. As she goes to pick up one of the golf clubs, she gets to yapping again, and Joel just tells her to shut up and wrap it up already. Now, if that were me, going through everything I had went through up until this point, after I told this man my whole life story, I'm gonna just say I probably wouldn't have been as composed as Abby was in this scene. She knew she was going to do this man so foul and slow torture him after, so I kind of understand her reaction. Because when she picks up this golf club, she hits this man in the same place she shot him in the knee. And then you get the reaction of everybody in the back like, damn, Abby, we didn't know you was going to do him like this. Yeah, y'all ain't know how much that girl loved her pops, clearly. Now, y'all are probably asking, where the hell is Ellie at through all this going on right now? Well, earlier on in the episode, her and Jesse decide to go on a run. Before they do that, they stop at the bar for Pete to apologize to Ellie, similarly to what happened in the game. He offers them sandwiches again, and this time they take the sandwiches. I think in the game, she kind of dubbed them. I don't blame her. Shit, I get hungry too. They get to this location with mad bud sprouted up. Now, unlike in the game, they don't roll it up, but Jesse does give an explanation on how he even knows where this place is. Apparently, Eugene, the therapist's husband from the last episode that Joel killed, introduced him to this place. He was in a war at a point in his life. I think he might have went crazy. So crazy, in fact, that Joel had to take him out. I am curious to see if we're going to get a flashback of this in the show, because I don't think we get it in the games. And this is the second episode we've talked about this, so it seems like Eugene's a pretty prominent character. Anyway, at some point, Jesse and Ellie separate, hearing that Joel could be in trouble. And of course, Ellie chose the path leading her to where Joel is being tortured. She parks the horse and walks into the building where she hears some thudding going on in the background. And when she sees that thudding, is Joel getting his knee beaten with this golf club. She's so shocked that she gets caught by one of the people that's running with Abby. Manages to stab one of them, but then they slam her head to the ground and force her to watch what Abby does to Joel. It's so foul seeing Ellie have to watch this. Ellie's screaming and begging Joel to get up, but he is unresponsive. Ellie done hit my son with a 128-piece combo before Ellie got here, so his face looking like a dodgeball right now. Before she does the kill shot on Joel, she makes sure to make direct eye contact with Ellie and then stabs Joel in the neck. The silence that takes over after Joel is stabbed is incredible. It really done got my man out of here in the second episode. It's up for anybody. Afterwards, they all pick up their stuff and get up out of there. One of them takes the time to run up on Joel and call him the B word in Spanish before departing. You just see Ellie crawl over to him, hold his hand, pull the thing out of the side of his neck, and just be with him in that moment. It was such a beautiful scene, but also tragic at the same time. The man who saved her life, whatever y'all want to say, whether or not what he did to the Fireflies was right or wrong, he saved her life from the very beginning of that game. That same man was taken from her right in front of her own eyes. And to make matters worse, they were on bad terms. Now I'm really hoping they got to have that conversation we seen them have in the game, because otherwise this is even more sad. This episode was so good, yo. I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. Looking forward to seeing how Ellie exacts her revenge on the one that took everything from her.